Let's head south of the border. The CBC's Mike Crawley is tracking reaction for us from our Washington bureau. So, Mike, tensions, of course, are high. President Donald Trump has doubled down on his message about ending all trade talks with Canada, and this seemingly caught the Carney government by surprise. What really triggered Trump to cancel the talks? Was it that ad?
Well, Arthi, there's what the president says was the reason and what else might actually be going on here. So, look, if you're to take his social media posts over the past 12 hours or so at face value, this move to terminate the negotiations is all about the ad. You got to keep in mind now that his posts about the ad are littered with falsehoods. He calls it fraudulent for saying that Ronald Reagan did not like tariffs, that he actually loved tariffs. He calls it fake in all caps, even though the ad uses Reagan's own words from a radio address. And Trump repeatedly attributes the ad to Canada rather than Ontario. But hey, in Donald Trump's history of saying things that aren't true, that's probably pretty small potatoes. Still, he did specifically say that what he called Canada's egregious behavior is why he was terminating the talks. Our colleagues at Radio-Canada have sources that tell them that the Carney government did get a heads up shortly before Trump's post last night. Here's a little more of what the Prime Minister had to say this morning.
Our officials, my colleagues, have been working with their American colleagues on detailed, constructive negotiations, discussions on specific transactions, specific sectors, steel, aluminum, and energy. And a lot of progress has been made. And we stand ready to pick up on that progress and build on that progress when the Americans are ready to have those discussions.
Now, those discussions that Carney is referring to, they've been going on here in Washington for the past couple of weeks, basically since the Prime Minister met Donald Trump at the White House on October 7th. And as recently as Wednesday, officials in Ottawa were characterizing these talks as making progress. Now, Carney didn't take any questions this morning, so reporters weren't able to press him on this, but it does appear that for now, the federal government's reaction to Donald Trump basically tossing over the table here is simply to keep on keeping on.
And of course, it's always important to pay attention to what people are saying around Trump. And one of Trump's top economic advisors has been speaking out this morning, and he's giving a different reason for the president's move to scrap the talks. Tell me a little bit about what we're hearing there.
Yeah, something slightly different here coming from Kevin Hassett. He's the director of Trump's National Economic Council, a very senior advisor to the president. He was speaking to reporters outside the White House this morning, and he was asked why the trade talks with Canada were called off. He said that Trump is frustrated with Canada and that it's not just about the ad. Take a listen.
I think the frustration has built up over time. I've been involved in some of these negotiations, and the Canadians have been very difficult to negotiate with. And you look at all the countries around the world that we've made deals with, and the fact that we're now negotiating with Mexico separately reveals that it's not just about one ad, that there's frustration that's built up.
And in an interview on Fox News this morning, Kevin Hassett went even further, and he said the negotiations with the Canadians, in his words, have not been very collegial. They've not been going well. So that's the first, though, that we've heard out of this from the White House over the past couple of weeks. You hadn't seen any of Trump's advisors going on Fox to say that talks with Canada had not been going well right up until this morning. The final thought I'm going to leave you with, though, Arthi, on whether it's really just the ad or not. Donald Trump first saw this ad on Monday night, and he mentioned it briefly to an audience of Republicans at the White House on Tuesday, pretty much brushed it off. Then a little more than 48 hours after that, he put up that post announcing he was terminating the trade talks. So there you go.
Mike, thanks for keeping track of all of this for us. That's the CBC's Mike Crawley in Washington.